What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a good day or night whenever you're watching this. Going to be looking at, shopping for a new Mac device today. I'll get into kind of why I'm looking for one, but a traditional disclaimer that none of this is financial, legal, or tax advice. Do your own research, consult a professional before you make any decisions. Now, as you guys can probably tell from, the portion of my screen that you can see here, I have a Mac. I also have a PC that probably needs to be replaced. I bought both of my devices, probably 6 years ago now. I have I believe 2018 Mac Mini. It's back when it was still Intel chipset, and I have a gaming PC that I built myself. Probably gonna make a separate video kind of talking about that and looking for a new one, but I currently have this right here, except this is 3 or 4 generations later than mine. So the reason that I need a new one is because, as you guys have probably noticed in a lot of my videos, it is starting to have a hard time handling the workload of recording my screen, I think due to the resolution, and also just the fact that I typically have multiple things open at once, Acrobat, Chrome, Firefox, etc. It gets pretty loud. I'm also nearing the storage limit, but those are both things that I could probably work around if the editing of the videos didn't take so long. It does take a pretty long time for them to export from Premiere Pro, which is the editing software I use. It's part of the Adobe suite, and I could potentially do that on my PC, but I am a huge fan of the Mac ecosystem. So this has led me to my current thought process of upgrading my Mac Mini. I think that 5 or 6 years is a pretty good amount of time to have a device. They're still offering me maybe $200 or something, $250 to trade it in and upgrade. And these new Apple Silicon chips, these Mac Minis, are way cheaper than they used to be. The prices come down a lot due to the transition to the in-house chip architecture. So it is very alluring. Now, I don't think I need anything crazy powerful, because these chips already beat the Intel chips by miles. I don't know if you guys have seen the Geekbench scores or any of that stuff. If any of you guys are kind of into computers, you can probably relate. But even the very base model can still run circles around an old Intel chip. So I have been considering a couple different options. Now, the first is getting a base Mac Mini and upgrading, let's say, just the storage or memory, which I think it's a little hard to tell because the memory does not correlate to, say, a Windows machine. Nowadays on a gaming or editing PC, it seems like you need minimum 32 gigs, preferably 64 gigs, to run things smoothly. But Apple is so much more efficient with their memory that I don't know if it's necessary or not. Storage is another annoying thing. I've kind of just been debating getting some sort of external storage device or NAS or something. If you guys have any opinions on that, if you are well versed in, external data storage or network storage, drop a comment. I do save all my videos, at least, one copy, which, 1 or 2 videos is not a lot, but when you have, I think going on 200 now, It can add up. The gigabyte thing, the Ethernet is useless to me, honestly. So yeah, very competitive price here, but the problem is that this is not mobile in the sense of, it's not a laptop. And I did also have a laptop kind of purchased around the same time. I bought all my tech at once. And I recently sold that because it was basically the battery had gotten so poor over 6 years. That's kind of the case with a lot of Windows laptops, that you really couldn't bring it anywhere. It had to be like permanently plugged in. So that kind of led me to think that maybe I should look at getting a MacBook, either Air or Pro. I say either because, like I was saying before, the Air is so good now that it like would just run circles around most, higher end Windows laptops. Now there's certain use cases where that might not be the case. And obviously you can't run a lot of like, let's say industry specific or gaming oriented software on Mac. But as far as, raw performance, especially for like editing centered stuff, Apple is just insane. So I don't even know if the Pro would be warranted or not. That being said, I already have a monitor, so that was kind of another thing I was thinking about, is like the Mac Mini would be significantly cheaper because even these go for, 4 digits. And you can save a little bit money. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the Apple site and go to Apple for College, you can actually buy their devices at a discount. So you can see the same device that we were just looking at is $1,000 cheaper on here, or $100 cheaper, $100 cheaper on here. Sometimes the difference is more, sometimes the difference is less, but that is a useful tip if you are in college. Wink, wink. They do have the M3 chips out for the Air. I do not believe they have it out for the Pro, but they do have it out for the Pro. It's the Mac Minis then that they do not have the M3 chips out for. Yeah. So that is another thing that I was kind of weighing, is waiting for them to release the new M3 Mac Mini, because it seems kind of dumb to buy this before a refresh. I'm not sure that there'll be a huge performance increase, but there might be, and even if there isn't, then that means that the M2 ones will go down in price. You can see that the base Mac Mini here went down to sub $500 with the Education Store discount, which is pretty insane to think about, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Apple ecosystem. I used to have only Windows devices. I always have iPhones though. And I got my Mac Mini, 5 or 6 years ago, and just, I kind of use it for everything except gaming. And obviously there's some other contenders. There's some other contenders. We have the iMac, which, looking at in person actually looks very, very nice. Has a very, very nice screen. I'm not a huge fan of this, color scheme thing that they have going on, but I do think it's a really neat device. I already have a monitor, so it seems foolish to pay for that. Mac Studio, basically the Mac Mini on steroids. Used to be the trash can shaped Mac. Also extremely powerful, but again, I don't really think I need that. They go for a pretty penny here. So yeah, and then obviously you have the cheese grater Mac Studio, but that is just insanely expensive, and obviously I have no reason to ever need something like this for $6,600. So yeah, Mini. If we take a look at the specs here, they have a couple different trims. So we have two 8-core CPUs, and they're both also 10-core GPUs. The only thing differing is, I think, the storage. And then there's the M2 Pro, which comes with a 10-core CPU and a 16-core GPU, 16 gigabytes of memory, and double the storage. You know, it doesn't seem like a huge jump, but you look at the price difference. Pretty insane. You could upgrade this base model to get, you know, equivalent RAM and SSD storage. And, you know, obviously you're not getting the same GPU and CPU performance, but you're still getting pretty good performance. But that's also something that they, you know, kind of screw with you on, is these upgrades here. Let's say we added both of these, then you're not even that far off of the, you know, M2 Pro. So, like, they're kind of, you know, the game theory on the pricing, like, the, you know, same thing that movie theaters do with popcorn sizing and prices at the theater, is that they price the smaller size at a pretty large amount, and then they price the large size marginally above that. So you say, screw it, you know, I'm already paying XYZ amount, I might as well just get the larger size. It's a marginal difference. But, you know, they set that beginning price point, and Apple's kind of doing that here. You know, they're choosing to make these upgrades very expensive so that by the time you add the stuff that you might want, you say, oh crap, I'll just pay like $200 more and get the Pro version that comes with all of this standard and a better CPU and GPU. And I, you know, honestly think it's a great strategy. It's just honestly very annoying as a consumer, but, you know, it is what it is. Apple doesn't really give you the option to, you know, use or upgrade any of this stuff yourself now that's all kind of like soldered memory and such. I actually upgraded my own Mac Mini RAM when I bought it from 8 gigabytes to 32 gigabytes for like, I don't know, frickin' $70 or something insane, which, you know, for them at the time was probably a $200 or $300 upgrade. But they took away the ability to do that when they redesigned the, you know, the Apple Silicon with the unified memory, which granted gives amazing performance, but you're not allowed to upgrade anything anymore. That is one of the things that I love about, you know, PCs and the Windows space. You want a larger SSD, you can put it in, even into a laptop. And then as far as gaming PCs or editing PCs or desktops go, you know, the sky is the limit on customization. You know, you can pick everything under the sun. I'll definitely make a video talking about that if you guys are interested, but it is something that's very nice, and it sucks that you cannot get things like iMessage and other things that, you know, make the Apple ecosystem so great on a Windows PC, but that's their selling edge, so gotta respect it. That is the free market. And, you know, they're kind of theorizing, and when I say they, I mean like the news outlets and such. They're theorizing that the new Mac Minis with the M3 chips should be, in theory, coming out late spring or summer, just based on kind of the timing that we've seen and some leaks that have been had. I don't know if that's, you know, going to happen for certain or not. I am not necessarily in a rush to upgrade, but obviously would love to, you know, improve the quality of the content that I'm able to provide for you guys, and also make it a little easier on myself in the process. I did order, like one of those, it's like a isolation shield. It's basically something that wraps around the mic, and it has foam that traps like echo, so it'll help with the audio quality in theory, and if not, I'll just return it, because that's why Amazon is so amazing. But yeah, most people have iPhones, but I'm curious what the split is between Windows and Mac. So if you have an opinion on that, drop it down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Peace.